Hey, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about mornings and how important they are. You know how important they are. If you're following any entrepreneurs out there or any millionaire hustlers, they'll talk about how important your morning is. And obviously, I'm not perfect at this, but I've adapted kind of a couple of different tools and tricks into a nice little packaged up thing. I want to walk through it with you today. This is going to take some time. This edit's going to be a little bit longer, and that's on purpose because I want you to be able to follow along my thought process and where I'm at with this. Feel free to pause, fast forward, slow down, bookmark, screenshot, whatever you need to do to get the most out of this. And I'll also layer everything in the description below on what we're doing, how it works, and the timestamp so you can come back to it anytime. So the things you're going to need for this practice, you're going to need a journal and a writing utensil. That could be digital, but if it is digital, you want to make sure there's no possibility of notifications or things coming across your screen. Another thing you're going to need is a book. Whether that's a book that maybe it's a Bible or a book of faith, or maybe it's just something that is going to be helpful for you in the morning. Maybe a book of poetry, whatever that might be for you. Grab that, or maybe it's just a book you're trying to get through. But I'd recommend something that's uplifting for you, because it's going to be a great thing to kind of set your day up. So you need a journal or a piece of paper, a writing utensil. It can be digital, but I'd recommend nothing that can have a notification on it. And then your book of choice. And then optionally, something to listen to music with, which is great. But again, nothing with notifications at all. So turn on airplane mode, what have you. If you are worried about time, you can always get like a timer or a stopwatch or something, or an alarm, so you don't accidentally, miss your bus or miss your work or your commute time. You're late for work, that'd be bad. So don't do any of that stuff. So I think we got all that out of the way. Now let's get into the actual meat of this. So there are, let's call it 3 parts of this. One is the doing part. The second part is the quiet time part of it. And the third piece is to create. So step 1 is to do something, and that is a chore of some sort. That's making your bed, that's putting your clothes away, doing the dishes, something that you can accomplish quickly, or at least you can give yourself a few minutes to do that. But don't spend your whole morning doing that, because you need to make time for all this other stuff too. So it's all equally important. I want you to get that in your head. But step 1 is to do a chore of some sort. So pick up your room, whatever, do it. I like to do the dishes. I like to get the kitchen nice and clean before I leave the house, so it's nice for everybody else. And because I hate doing dishes at night, so I like to do them in the morning, get them out of the way, and then we're gonna get into the quiet time part after that. So go ahead and pause, go do your chore, come back, and we'll get on the next part. Cool. Welcome back. Okay, now we're gonna get into the quiet time part of this. And this is based off of Hal Elrod's Miracle Morning. I'm going to link his book in the description. It walks through all of the practices we're going to be going through, where they come from. All of these things have been used in practice for centuries. He talks about the why behind it, where it comes from. I'm not going to get into all that. This is very much just a practical approach. None of this is gospel. This is what you want to do with it. So now we're gonna get our journal out for the quiet time part of this. I promise it'll be fun. Be so much fun. Get your journal out. I'm using a writing tablet. This is a Remarkable 2. You don't have to use this. You can use a piece of paper or a journal. Okay. Okay, and first thing you're gonna do at the top of your page is just put today's date. This is just to help keep a record of this stuff as you go, so that later down the road you can come back to it. If you bullet journal or anything like that, you can nestle this into there however you want. You can do this a couple of different ways. You can write this acronym I'm gonna give you all at once, or you can write it in pieces. I'm going to write it all at once so you can see it. So first I'm going to write today's date. Go ahead and write your date at the top of the page. And then below that, I want you to write the word acronym vertically, SAVERS. SAVERS. And then we're going to walk through each one. So let's start with S. This is solitude. Each one of these you want to give at least a minute, but you can take as long as you need. Solitude is important. This is your quiet moment of the day. This is going to include deep breathing. In that time period, you can also meditate if you would like. You can also pray if you're someone who prays. So I like to do a little bit of all of that at once. Just for this video, I am going to do this with you. It's going to be awkward for me and for you. Me watching this back, I'm going to feel really weird doing this. But take a minute with me. We're just going to do some deep breaths. Eyes closed. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. If you meditate, I'm not going to guide you through that because I'm not good at that, but you can do that. You can also pray for what's going on in your life, or pray for a friend or someone that's on your mind. And just keep taking the deep breaths in and out. Great. Feel free to do as much of that as you want. And then we'll get into the A. So that first S, as I said, was silence. Now we're going to get into the A, which is affirmations. I can't write very well. Affirmation. So affirmation is the part of this quiet time where you're going to say something about yourself. You can do this in first person or third person. You can say it out loud. You can write it down. You can do whatever you want. But the goal of this is to wire your brain in a way that you are speaking good things into your life. This is going to help your mood. It's going to help your thoughts, and it's going to help you work towards things that you want to accomplish. So this could be something you did really well yesterday. Maybe you did a great job at work. Maybe you killed it on that presentation. You could talk through that in this. You could say, Owen, or whatever your name is, you did a great job doing this yesterday. Or you can speak in a first person, and you could say, I am XYZ, something that you identify with. Maybe it's someone that's a good spouse. Maybe it's someone's a good parent. You can say, I am a good spouse. I am a good parent. Or I'm good at whatever it is, saving money. I'm good at accomplishing my goals. I'm doing a great job at this. Write it down. Make note of it so you can look back on it later. Very helpful. Now let's go on to V. Visualize. I always thought this one was kind of hippy-dippy. All of this could come off as hippy-dippy for sure, but this one is a little bit harder for me. And some people I've heard from my wife, and for instance, can't actually physically picture themselves doing things like this. But if I would love to hear from you if you're someone like that who struggles with this. But as best you can, mentally picture yourself either in your day. If you know you have to go into the office, you have to work on a big project, or it can be 5 years from now, the job that you want to be in, the school you want to be in, or it could be maybe 10 years from now or 20 years from now, where you want to retire. And I want you just to visualize for a moment you in that place and what that's going to feel like, those feelings, you accomplishing that. Or maybe it's, again, that office setting. It's picturing yourself in your desk, in your place of work, getting through your assignments effectively, making the most of your day. It's very helpful. I promise you, just do it. Check it off when you're done. Now we're going to get to E. This is my least favorite part because I'm not an active person, but here we are. It's exercise. Now, some of you might be like ready to turn this off, but I just challenge you for at least a minute. Just for a minute, do something that gets your heart rate up. You could do jumping jacks, push-ups, sit-ups, whatever you want. Maybe you could go do a lap around your house. some people, a minute is not a long enough period for sure. I get that. And so I would recommend doing just at least a minute or two now. And then if you do want to do more exercise after this, you can add that on. But I want you to get through each of these steps before you try to make any one area, overemphasized. So exercise. So I'm going to go off camera. No, I'm not. And do some push-ups and come back. But actually for this video, I'm not going to do this on camera because I don't have that kind of confidence yet. But someday I'll make a video of you watching me do push-ups if that's really what you want. Exercise. So do your exercise. Feel free to pause. Take 60 seconds at least. Get your heart rate up. Come back. Perfect. Welcome back. Get your glass of water. Now we're going to move on to the R. Again, we're doing this acronym up vertically. Savers. S is for silence, A is for affirmation, V is for visualize, E is for exercise, and now we're on R, which is reading. Get your book of faith, get your book that you're reading, your poetry book, whatever it is, something that's going to uplift you. Not a magazine, not Instagram, not social media, none of that stuff. And read for a minute. So go ahead and do that. Come back when you're done. All right. Last S is scribe. This is where you're going to take a moment and all the thoughts, all the things you've just worked through, the silence, maybe it was people you were praying for, the affirmation, if you didn't get to write it down by chance, or if something you're visualizing, maybe recording what you exercised, what you did. Maybe it's just reading. Maybe it's something you just read in your book. Maybe it's a quote. Maybe it's something that's stuck with you. Anything that's coming to your mind. And if nothing's coming to your mind, then still write for a minute at least. Put your pen to a page and write something down. This is going to help you kind of get all of the brain stuff dumped onto a piece of paper. That's the science way to say it. Again, that last S is scribe. I don't know if I said that at the beginning. If I didn't, sorry. Scribe. And it's just a fancy word for journaling. That's all it is. Okay, so we've done our chore. Now I've gone through our quiet time. And the last thing before I wrap up my morning, before I get dressed, before I brush my teeth, for the second time, because I usually brush my teeth before this, is to do something creative. And so for you, maybe that's making a video, maybe it's journaling more, maybe it's writing a letter to a friend, maybe it's sketching, maybe it's painting, whatever artistic or creative venture you're drawn towards. I want you to take a moment writing that. Maybe you're just trying to start a business 5 years from now. Maybe you just need for a minute or two just to write and plan out something you're gonna accomplish with that. I don't know. Be creative for at least a minute and put that into this time as well. So you do your chore, your quiet time, create something, and that's it. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's a lot of stuff in here. No. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this is helpful for you. Something I didn't mention, and that is you can optionally have a music player going in the background if you need something quiet, nothing with lyrics. There are a few artists that I've found that helped me. For instance, Moby. He has 2 long albums called Calm Sleep, Calm Ambient, Calm, I don't know. Look up Calm, oh no, I just lost my light. Calm Sleep, and you can find it. It's great. Yeah, something that's gonna wet your whistle. So that's all I have for today. The light went out, so that's all the time we have for today's show. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great one. We'll see you next time.